topic, gentlemen. What do
Oh
we
yeah,
got here?
we getting spicy. We about
Okay,
to get
what
we
is
about
a
to get into
superstar in the NBA? So, I'm going to do my criteria in the form of five, I think five or less things that matter. So, influence on the game, influence within the world, internationally. We can go shoe sales. We can go game and culture. And the last one I would like to say is overall image. Those five things for me is what a superstar is in the NBA. And there's tiers because there's nothing higher than a superstar for me. Superstar, all star, or no, superstar, star, all star, and then we can go role player or bench guy. You know what I mean? AKA sixth man. So Halliburton, sorry, you're not a superstar. I give you an all star, not a star yet. Um, Shea, Shea is a star. I can't put him as superstar yet until he wins that champion. He wins that chip,
disagree.
and he's the main reason he will be the first player in history to have MVP of the season, MVP of the Western Conference Finals, and MVP of the Finals. That right there would make him a superstar for me. John Morant is a superstar. Even though he doesn't have those rings, his shoes sell out. His jerseys sell out. He is known for his in-game acrobatics. He has started to try to change his image. We see Sly's been championing him all year. He has changed his game to fit more of the whole team. Where you know what I mean? He's doing his assists. He's shooting at a higher percentage. He's doing his thing. Another guy I would say is a superstar, Wemby. Wemby hasn't won a ring or nothing, but internationally he is known throughout the NBA. It's hard to go into a circle of guys playing golf and go, yeah, that tall guy that plays for the Spurs, and somebody not say Wemby. Do you know what I mean?
He
Like
ain't even
he's
made
known
the
like that.
playoffs.
Pardon me?
He ain't even seen the playoffs yet.
He hasn't, but he's like I gave you the criteria, right? The five things. You know what I mean? The five things. Hey, that is just mine. It's mine. It's not yours.
All right, I got
It's
your
mine,
opinion. I
right?
respect it.
You see what I'm saying? That's why I started off with Halliburton, right? Halliburton is not a
But we
superstar.
talking about an NBA. You talk about a social media superstar. We talk about an NBA superstar though.
You think I'm talking about a social media superstar?
And
So,
that's what it sounds like to me.
That's what it sound like to me.
okay,
Media
okay.
push
So hold on.
superstar.
So what would you classify Ja as? What's Ja?
Ja ain't a superstar,
He's
and
not a
you know Ja's
superstar.
my guy. I say Ja. I would say Ja's an all star. He's an all star caliber
Hmm.
player, and even in that sense, he ain't. He don't stay healthy enough to even me to be like confident in saying that.
Okay,
And
so hold on.
you know how I feel about Ja, but Ja got a lot to prove. Like he got to stay healthy, and he got to get the focus on his game more than the bullshit. So I can't give him superstar yet. He got too much to prove.
Okay, so let me ask you this: how many superstars do we have in the NBA right now?
I say it's tough to say because you got guys transitioning out. So I think it is tough to say. But you would still have to consider them superstars. So you would say Bron,
Okay,
you would say Steph.
okay.
I got SGA as a superstar too. You bugging because SGA is lit. Like
He is.
he's in fashion weeks and winning league MVP. He got to be superstar.
But what do you
I
mean he's
would
got to
say
be superstar?
huh?
What do you mean he's got to be super? That sounds a little bit more like some social media stuff. Like,
But he's also won league MVP. That's what I'm
oh,
saying. He got both. He's off the court. He lit. Yeah, he's like one of them super high fashion niggas off the court, and then on the court, he league MVP. He in the finals.
okay.
He's in
So
the playoffs consistently.
I want to ask you a question about a certain player. Would you consider Allen Iverson a superstar?
For sure. That ain't even
Okay,
that's
I just wanted to ask the question. All right, cool. So right now you got SGA,
okay.
LeBron,
Yeah,
Steph.
SGA, Bron, Steph. I got Giannis superstar.
Okay,
I got Joker superstar.
okay, that's five.
I got man. It get tricky after that. I would say.
Kevin Durant's not a superstar to you?
Who?
Kevin
Kevin
Durant?
Durant.
Oh damn! See,
So that's
I almost said
six.
I got KD superstar.
That's six.
I I think I might have AD. I might have AD superstar too.
Mm. So that's seven. Do you,
Maybe eight. Okay, you know what? I won't say AD. AD's kind of tricky, but so what AD is, he top 75. It's hard to say he ain't a superstar. Same with Dame, but you, like I said, it's tough because you got certain guys kind of on the back end that's kind of transitioning out, so it's hard to be like, you know what I'm saying?
but
It's
that's my
kind of
thing though. What
legacy
is your
type thing.
criteria for a superstar in the NBA?
Okay, you know what? All right, let's go. Let me get
Because
right to that
when
now.
you go
Mine is
Giannis to
shooting.
Joker, right? When you go Giannis to Joker, Giannis, I understand because MVP of the league, MVP of the finals, he's got a ring. Same thing with Joker. The difference is over the last, we'll say, 3 years, the amount of hate that people have towards Joker would make you not believe that he's a superstar. Because when people
Yeah, but
go,
that's
his
just
game's ugly, you know, he doesn't really talk in the media, he just comes out
listen.
and
They hated.
plays.
That's part of being a superstar to me, though. You gotta have niggas hating on you. Like if niggas ain't hating on you, I don't think you a superstar. You gotta be in a conversation. All
But
right,
people
so
been
I'm gonna
hating
go.
on
My
Halliburton though.
criteria is no facts though. And that's what I'm saying. But it's a combination. All right, let me go. My criteria is kind of short. So I got influence. Influence is big, right? On the court accolades and influence on the court accolades, and can you fill up the arena? Is people coming to see you? Is people talking about you? To me, that's if you check those three categories, and just to a certain degree, that's kind of what makes you a superstar. So you might not be a 10 in like, maybe you're not a 10 in influence on culture, but you a 10 in on the court, you can still be a superstar. So like if you a 5 in influence and a 10 in like on the court, you can still be a superstar. It's like, it gauges. But those are my main three criteria.
Okay. Mills, solo him up for this one. Solo him up and drop
Nah,
that.
you guys, nah, don't leave me solo up. Nope, nope.
No,
Nah, look, listen, man. I really feel like it's a business move. It's a money situation. It's like a machine, right? So I think to me, it's what the NBA and the organization decides. Clearly, of the usage rate of the team. So when we say usage rate, right, that means when this player is getting the ball, he's having a high volume amount of shot attempts, high volume amount of dribbles that he gets to dribble out a 24-second shot clock, and for him to put the shot up. So I say this to say, and also a guy who literally pushes his team to winning. You know what I'm saying? They could be down, they could be up, they could be tie game. But at the same time, superstar to me just pushes the team over the hump. You know what I'm saying? In a sense of closing out series and closing out for a championship. So yeah, superstars in the NBA right now. I would say Luka's up there.
oh,
Eight,
Luca. Lucas, I forgot Luca. Yeah.
Kevin Durant's still up there. LeBron is still up there. Steph is still up there. Jokic is definitely still up there. Giannis is still up there. Um, and it kind of, I think Kyrie's a superstar.
Oh, I got a
Um,
good one.
I think to me, Anthony Davis could be a superstar, but the injuries does play a part into his career. So,
Hmm.
but he's another guy who just steps up, does another level, and pushes his team to where they need to be. Um, that's really it. It kind of does get slim after that.
What about
I,
Jalen Brunson?
Jalen Brunson is becoming one. Um, I
So would you
think
say
that
he's
he
a
is our
star?
leader.
Because
Yeah, he's definitely a star.
like I
He's
said, for
definitely
me
a
it's
star.
like superstar, star, all star, and then yet again you can say role player or bench guy, sixth man.
I would say all star. I would say superstar, all star, then star.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like all star is like the stars of stars, basically. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That sounds crazy to say,
Donovan
but
Mitchell of the world.
right. Okay. Yeah, I would put Donovan Mitchell as like an all star type guy. But
Okay.
but I say this is why I say Jalen Brunson is super tough though, because Jalen Brunson get another thing that other players don't got because he play in New York. So that gives you an added boost. Same as like if you play in LA. Like if you play in those two big markets, it kind of makes automatically put you as a superstar if you performing just based off just you gonna be in the talks all the time. You're gonna be the highlight all the time. Like being in those big, you're gonna be talked about more. So that's why I think Jalen Brunson is super tough because I feel like logically you would pick him as a star or all-star caliber player, but you put that same dude in the New York City market, man, he gotta be a superstar low key. Like he the god in New York City right now. So it's like it's certain other little factors too that go into it.
Hmm. Okay, well, I mean, go ahead, Mills.
No, I was going. I think we are going to say the same thing. I think it's definitely opinionated type of thing. I think to me, again, like when you hear these names, it's like their game just elevates for their team another type of level. So, like, I'm not even trying to get into the numbers. Like I said, I know there's a machine behind certain players. I know there's a certain push. I know once you say their name, it brings money. But to me, I look at it from a court standpoint. So from the court standpoint, I see what the organization wants to do with this player, and he's allowed to do whatever he wants to do. But at the same time, he can because he does elevate their team to another level that
But
another player can't.
so then, what would you say about the Zion Williams of the league? Where no, listen, the Pelicans let him do whatever he wants. They can't
Well, they
control
do
him.
that because they drafted him #1 pick.
Right.
They don't do that
He has
because he's a
potential.
superstar.
He still got potential too. So it's like
They do.
you can't give up on him just yet. Which he holding them hostage. But I will say, but what about so? I think by specifically Mills, by your criteria, I would say that Tyrese Halliburton is a superstar by your criteria because you you
I'm sorry. It's the eye roll
you
from my guy here. My guy's. You look like
You
you're supposed to
said-
get on demon
Yeah, I'm
time.
listening.
He's using your own launch he gets you, Playboy.
Nah, that's fine. That's fine.
You know
But
that's
I'm
my
gonna
tactic.
debunk
That's
it.
what I do. But you said
Mhm.
if you push your team over the top, he literally pushed the team over the top by hitting game winners this whole playoff.
Each of his game winners, it took a Neesmith, it took a Andre Nimbrod, it took a Pascal Siakam. Like I'm not talking about okay the last second shot. Like you got to know. So we all watched the games. Each time he hit a clutch basket, it took somebody else to literally go bonkers for the whole fourth quarter to push his team where it needed to be, and then he hits that shot. But go ahead. I know you want to say something.
Of course, that. But Neimark and those guys, they only got those points because Halliburton passed them the ball. His,
Nah,
no,
no,
his
nope,
go
nope.
go back and look. No, go back and look at the
Not
numbers of those
Siakam,
games.
especially not Siakam.
Well, no, Siakam runs. If Halliburton has a bad game, go back and look at what Siakam does. Siakam
Bro,
does stay consistently at
Wiggins
20
on it.
points, but he doesn't go off. Every time Halliburton has a good to great game, you go look at Pascal's numbers, they're super inflated. Because yet again, Halliburton is a pass first point guard. So yet I'm not gonna take back he's not the engine. He's the wheel or the tires, whatever but he's one component that makes that team go. And when he has a half decent game where when I mean half decent, I'm not talking about points wise, I'm talking about assists. 10 or more, those usually lead to wins because he's putting people in position to have those 7 3-pointers made. Because he probably came down the lane and did two floaters or dimed off to Turner, and the next thing you know, they're trying to crush the paint, and now he's got guys he can dish it to. So
And you can tell his energy lifts that team, though. And that's the thing that I look at. You could just watching him, you could tell he's not up there scoring 30, 40 a night, but you can just tell that he's the energy that pushes that team.
Use the last game as an example. 14 points. I'll pull it up right now. 14 points. I think he had 11 assists.
He had 3 key steals.
Right? So
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like he set it off.
No. Listen.
The thing with
Neesmith game 1 against the Knicks. I seen this with my very eyes, bro. He literally took this ball and literally went bonkers without any pass, without anything. We can even talk about Andre Nembrad versus the OKC Thunder.
I don't
Game
think
one.
the passes even count though, because he was just out of his mind. Like he was just
But
doing
my
something.
thing is, again, I'm just speaking from a standpoint of like these games were set up for him to have that moment. You know what I'm saying? He
Ooh.
sees the moment. I'm not taking that
messed up
from
on
him.
that one. I'm gonna have to.
But the moment isn't there. The moment isn't there without these stellar performances in the fourth quarter with these guys that I'm naming that push that team to get for that moment with Tyrese.
Very true.
So
I mean,
we go by my criteria. He doesn't fit it because he's not seizing the whole quarter, the half, and shifting that whole game to where it needs to be.
Well, but he's not doing it by scoring though. He's doing it in other ways.
Yeah. I mean, even if you just look at the last game, Pascal 16, Nesmith 10, Turner had 3. I don't know. Nembhard had
TJ McConnell led
17,
the team in
Halliburton had 14, McConnell had 12, OG Toppin had 20. Do you know what I mean? Like, 7 for Shepherd, you know, so on and so forth.
Your side note, my bad. Leon, your worst trade ever was giving up Obi for a can of freaking greens, bro. Holy smokes.
Him and Tibbs has to have real smoke.
Leon, I don't know why you even listen to Tibbs, bro.
I'm about to say I blame Tibbs low key for that.
I don't blame Tibbs. Leon pushed. He pulled the trigger. Like you don't give him up for nothing.
Tibbs wasn't playing Obi, bro, and
you gave him up for nothing.
I was mad because I'm like, yo, let's try a lineup with Obi and Randall and it never happened. And
Tibbs
I'm like,
never worked on it.
Yeah, it's like why won't they even try it?
Yeah.
And Obi hated Tibbs. I don't know if you remember when Obi snapped on Tibbs. Like he was just spazzing on him and like, hey, I blame Tibbs for that Obi joint though, man. But
but Leon, he traded him for nothing though.
Yeah,
like Leon, even if you was like, you know what, it's not working between him and Tibbs, cool, bro. You gotta know what this guy could bring.
Yeah. Okay, but so you know what? We'll wait for Da Vinci to come, but let's just have like a solid criteria for the next time we do this on, you know what I mean, and try to put it together and just have a list of whatever, and let's have our actual superstars. Let's just have a little list. We can go 10 to 5.
Our list them end up matching to watch.
Maybe, but we'll go 10 to 5. We don't need to reveal them to each other. We'll just go 10 to 5 and see what goes from there. All right?